I would say bonjour because today we have 10 minutes with France, so that's the proper way to say bonjour. We're here with Frédéric.
Fred Mulirac.
Fred Mulirac. Mulirac? Wow, this is also a thing.
Fred.
Let's do Fred. Well, we're going to talk about exhibiting in your country, and already I'm stumbling on your name. What about the language skills in France? Do we all need to go to French course before we go to France?
No, we have issues certainly in France because people don't speak very much English, and a lot of people don't speak English. But still, it's improving because the new generation is coming. So don't hesitate to speak English because more and more are speaking there.
Well, that's good to hear, and we want to reach the audience there. So if we look at exhibit design, product displays, graphic content, they will differ per country always. If we want to reach out to the French audience, how do we do that in an effective way?
Well, I guess we're in a global world of exhibiting, so the differences are not very important. But if you want a difference, I'd say that you have to tend to design because we are attracted by pure lines and design effects. So I guess you would work a little more on this, less effective on the showing and things, but more in design.
All right, well that's a clear thing. And if suppose we have a real product-based exhibition stand, do we bring the actual product in, or can we just move around that?
I guess you would need the product because people are very much in touching and more into the seeing stuff. So I guess both of it, having the product but also information.
And what about if we have a service? How do we do that in France? How do we bring a service across effectively?
Present your product and express it and sharing. I mean, I guess that would be the best way.
Yeah. A total different thing is when we bring stuff to France. Are there any shipping challenges? Does stuff get lost or?
Not that I know. Honestly, we are among the Europe, so we're in a very mixed country. So I guess there's no logistical problem that I heard. Honestly, I think it's going through Germany, through France, through Spain. So we're a passing country also. So you have a lot of transport going from Germany to Spain. We're in major axis, so I guess no logistic problem. No unions and strikes once in a while, but no unions.
Yeah, well, you're mentioning unions, and we're going to the US now. There they have this total concept. There you pamper the customer from A till Z. What is the business model in France? How do you work here?
We can have the same full service, but then it's like a chain of supplies. So you don't recommend it from one contact, which sometimes can be an issue, determined on the price, of course. I guess we can have a full service through different suppliers.
Okay. Hey, and if we look at regulations and building restrictions or techniques, what can we expect in France? Or is it, as you were saying, more or less the same than in the rest of Europe?
More or less the same as in Germany. Of course, you have no regulation, it's very strict regulation. You can climb up on ladders, you can do whatever you want. And there's no strict regulation. It's just regular regulation.
Oh, okay. Well, that sounds
safety and other stuff like this.
Yeah. When we look at the booths and hospitality, France is the land of wine and stuff. I mean, do you bring in the wine? Is that very necessary, or do you have greeters like you have in the US a lot? What's a good way to show your hospitality and that people are welcome at the booth?
I would say that the major difference that I see with other countries, people like to have a platform that you don't have, for example, in America. So platform, people like it because you enter a space, it's your space, instead of a thick carpet. I would say that's an issue. Then after on the welcoming is like, don't be surprised when we don't welcome people inside. People in France are more on the back, and then they wait until you come on the booth and then to help you and serve and give you information. So, and for the hospitality, we're like very classic on showing our products, French products, and because we love our food and we love our wine, so don't be astonished to have this on site because we like.
Is it an advantage to have it?
I guess yes. I guess yeah. But yeah, again, if you're on France, you don't have to copy France, but be aware that people like this and they like to be welcome on a bar. Not a very big one, but people like this to have a coffee, share a petit déjeuner, croissant, or any stuff like this. You've been there, right?
I've been there. Yeah. So yeah, the water is starting pouring from my mouth because of these remarks. Now, in the end, we have to pay, of course. I mean, credit or cash?
100% full. No, I'm kidding, but that's what we appreciate working with International. That you get 50%. I would say in France, what we do France to France is like 30% prepayment, then 70% in 30 days payment, 45 days. The regulation is 45 days, 70% the rest.
And by wire or credit card? I mean, sometimes you see credit cards coming up. Or?
Wine and cheese.
Wine and cheese is good. Yeah.
Wire, of course, wire transfer is the major thing.
If we want to know more about France and about doing business there in the trade show industry, where do we go? Where do we get extra information?
You can go to FFM-EE, which is an association. You can go also to the Leads, LEADS, who's gathering 45 members of French designers and French builders. And you can ask Fred, you can ask Sophie, you can ask Nicolas, Philippe, and you can ask, and you can get all your questions for next year because we'll gather you and we'll meet in Montpellier.
Well, this is good, and we have some self-promotion. We always like that. It's a typical French thing. You take the advantage, and you should do so. You can also go to the IFES website, and this concludes our next episode of 10 Minutes with France. À tout à l'heure.